Hey guys, OPB here. Sorry for the lighting. It's 6 o'clock. It's snowstorm. I'm in Canada and there's no light. And I'm currently driving home from work, so it is what it is. In this video, I'd just like to talk to you about food storage. And I kind of touched on this during your new to prepping video. You can back channel and watch that. And I was talking about canned foods, food buckets, stuff like that. This is going to be a little bit more advanced, something that I've kind of started to sort it. Well, I have started it. I'm nowhere near an expert on it just yet. It's a shame that my great-grandmother passed away when she did, because I was just about to buy a ticket to go back home to Newfoundland and talk to her and get her to show me, now that I'm old enough, to fully understand. But unfortunately she had a stroke and passed away. So there's that. Canning was a way of life for many of our grandparents and our great-grandparents, and even some of our parents, depending on your age. It was nothing to have a robust pantry. My great-grandmother had a whole bedroom allocated just to canned jams and canned meats and stuff like that, dehydrated, smoked meats and dried cod and all that. If you guys know anything about the east coast of Canada, you know how prevalent that is. Great-grandfather was a fisherman all of his life. From the time he was 8, he was working on boats. Great-grandmother, again, worked all of her life, supported 13 children, worked hard every day and loved her family no matter what. Great role model. So that whole thing, I saw a meme at the beginning of this whole thing that's going on right now, and it said, y'all are about to find out why grandma kept her tinfoil. And you're starting to see it, right? You're starting to see those shortages. You're starting to see that lack of stuff on the shelf, and it's only just beginning, guys. So while you may be thinking, yes, it's expensive, and you're right, yeah, food's gotten a little bit expensive, but it's not going to get any cheaper, right? You guys got to realize that. So while it's on sale now, buy as much as you can. If I don't know what you guys got there in the States, but if Campbell's soup goes on sale, or Campbell's chunky soup, I don't know if you guys have that or not. If that goes on sale, buy a flat of it, like buy a case. Beans go on sale, buy the shelf. Rice goes on sale, buy the shelf. Like buy whatever that limit is. I don't know if you guys have that down there in the States, or other parts of the world. I'm not quite sure where all my viewers are from. If actually, yeah, I'd like to know that. If you could drop where country, anyways, where you're from in the comment section, just so I know, so I can kind of address kind of issues I see going on in your country, instead of just mine. That would be cool. We can grow a little community here. So yeah, just drop what country you're from down there in the comment section below, and it'd be interesting to see where everyone's from. There's 170 of you as of the time of this video, the time I've been filming this. So thank you for everyone who subscribed. That's insane, and I honestly never thought I'd get this far, but we're on the right track, guys. If I can get 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2022, that's my goal. So please share and like this video. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. If you can get things on sale, like, yeah, it's not ideal. They're not nearly as cheap as what it used to be. Growing up, I remember going on grocery trips with my mom. This is in probably the late 90s. You could get a can of soup for 25 cents here in Canada. No name brand, obviously. Even the name brand stuff was 35, 40 cents a can. Now it's $1.25, and that's only in my lifetime. So you can only imagine what things must have been like growing up. That's just the inflation from the late 90s that I've noticed personally. That's huge. Almost 100 or over that, almost 400%, right? And the cost of living, and the wages haven't gone up that much to adjust for that, right? So there's the cost of living is going through the roofs, and the food price is going through the roof, and the food availability is going through the floor. So there's that. So while things are on sale, make sure you grab them, okay? Stack it to the rafters, as Bear Independent Pastor Joe Fox say. That's a biblical saying, I'm pretty sure. And another thing too is if you've got the lawn for it and you can put a couple of raised bed gardens out there, do it. Put raised bed gardens out there. Grow your own potatoes, grow your own tomatoes, grow your own beans, if you have the space for it, grow your own corn. If you can grow your own corn, that's insanely valuable. You can dry that, store that. Look at the Native American Three Sisters vegetables, right? Look at that, the way they grew those. That's honestly, especially in my area, that's how they lived, right? So if they lived off it, I can live off it. So there's stuff to be learned there. I'm not too sure in the States, your Native American history, but I know here in Canada, I know it enough to understand and respect the trials and tribulations that they had to go through, not only just in their own time, but obviously when settlers came and all that. The Vikings came 543 years before Columbus did, so he did not discover North America, he just documented it. Anyways, this isn't the History Channel. So just stack it to the rafters. Make sure you guys got your food storage. I'd recommend starting right now if you can. Don't go into debt over it, but go and buy 2 weeks worth of food if you don't already have it. If you're buying groceries every couple of days, that's not okay. Now, if it's on sale and you're just filling up your supplies, then okay. That's acceptable, I guess. But you should have at least 2 weeks worth of food at a bare minimum. That's put back at all times. At least 2 weeks. That you are not touching. You're not eating that every week, right? That's extra food. That's not on the menu. Okay. A friend of mine, he recently asked me to come over and evaluate his preps. He's looking to join our MAG, and we do have a requirement of 6 months worth of food at a bare minimum, and some other things that I can't really talk about on YouTube. You gotta have your plate carrier and all that stuff, right? And you gotta have medical training, first aid training, at least basic first aid at a bare minimum. There are standards for that. And he asked me to evaluate his food preps, and his wife swore, "Oh, we got 6 months. We got 6 months." It's not wife, girlfriend. I said, as the leader of the MAG and the tribe, the founder, I'll determine that, right? That's got to be your call. If you're the leader of your tribe, you got to put your foot down sometimes, and you got to make that known right from the beginning. Now, I'm not saying rule with an iron fist, but a respected fist is the way I like to go. I'm not going to do something that's detrimental to my tribe's safety or anybody's safety, and I need them to know that they can respect my decision and I've weighed all the options, right? Leadership sometimes is not the easiest thing to do, as I'm sure any of you that have been put in a leadership situation can contest to. So I went over to evaluate after his girlfriend, well, fiance kind of thing. Anyways, swore they had 6 months worth of food and they were ready for their initial evaluation. I've known this guy since high school. He's a good friend of mine. So I went over to his house. I said, dude, you got 3 weeks? He's like, what are you talking about? And I broke down the calories to him. And the way I break down calories is not of my own doing. That's actually Bear, for Bear Independent. I use his method because I found it's spot on. I was using a different system that I kind of worked out myself. I found some holes in it that Bear's system filled and excelled above what I did. So I've kind of adopted his way, and I've went from my own food preps being X number to far less than that. Well, not far less, but a portion of that, because I didn't adjust for calorie deficit and all that. So thankfully now we're back up, and I'm forefront with that. Like, I put that out front with my mag, being like, hey guys, my calculations were not right, or not to what I feel like they should be. We're gonna adopt this system, and it's gonna be beneficial to everybody because we're gonna have extra food that is put up for those who decide to come and who we accept to help later on. And everyone agreed on it. We took a vote on it. Sometimes voting is good. Makes people feel included, right? You can't always rule with an iron fist, as I said. And he said, what do you mean? Like, it's 1,000 calories per person per day. It's like, guy, you gotta have 3.5 times that, maybe arguably 4 times that, for me to even consider letting you in on this tribe. Granted, he doesn't know who the members are. I trust him. Just in the long run, should something happen, our tribe agrees that we don't disclose that to anybody. So we keep a watchful eye on who's coming and going, kind of thing, right? Internal security is huge, along with operational security. If you got friends coming and going out of our property that I don't know, that's not okay. If they don't have my clearance to be on the property, they will not be on the property. If I catch them on the property, there's adverse effects that will happen, up to and including dismissal from the mag. Anything you've put into the mag is no longer yours, kind of thing. It's all signed on a document that you agree to this. So everyone's on their own page. There's been horror stories of people coming and taking everybody's stuff that I've heard from other people, and we're all under the agreement that certain things are group items that we all pay for, we all pitch in together, because after all, in the long run, it's all going to affect us as a group. So maybe larger things your mag or your tribe will purchase. Now I get this video kind of past food, and it's kind of got into people and tribes, and I kind of just, when I film my videos, kind of just let what's on my soul come out, and I feel that people are going to need people. Your lone wolf types, I don't think are going to last very long. I think it's pretty nihilistic for you to think that you by yourself can run off into the woods and drink your own piss and be Bear Grylls and all that. Should you have those skills where you can survive? Yeah, but you're not going to survive indefinitely by yourself. You're going to need people eventually. You can only be awake so long, right? There's 24 hours in a day, and eventually you got to sleep. Who's watching your stuff? Who's doing the things while you're sleeping? Right? times are coming fast, guys and gals. The shortages that you're seeing, again, are manufactured. They, here in Canada, Prime Minister, I'm not going to say his name, so I do not respect him. I respect the office, I don't respect the man. Laid off truck drivers, and at least in my area, if you guys are from Canada, feel free to post down below how things are in your area. At least in my initial area, we're starting to see the shortages get bad. If you look into things like grocery stores and stuff like that, you're going to notice that, especially in my area, that there's no fruits, there's no vegetables, and what's there is starting to rot. They're kind of just using what they have and hoping for the best. And unfortunately, you can only tell somebody to start preparing so many times before you give up. And a lot of the people who I associated with last year, I just got sick and tired of telling, you gotta go, you gotta get out of here, you gotta prep, you gotta put stuff back. There's only so much that one person can say before your attention is driven off to somebody else. You can look out for that person. You can suggest to that person that things are going to go rough. But eventually you will have to cut ties with that person until they come around. You telling them to constantly prepare and all that, and them not doing any action, you're wasting your breath. Now, for some of us, those are loved ones. Some of us, those are people who we've known our entire lives. Fortunately for me, my loved ones, they all get it. Again, not everyone is that fortunate, but there were people that I've known since I was a small child. I was considering myself good friends with. That I had to do a cost-benefit analysis on that person, and unfortunately, no matter what, they just weren't getting it, and I could not have them thinking that I'm going to support them. Now that's a hard conversation to have with somebody, especially somebody who you've known since junior kindergarten, in one example. Known this person since I was 4 or 5 years old. Went through school with them. High school. Heck, I even worked with them for a while. It's a tough conversation to have. Now, not necessarily is everybody going to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, but they will if you look out for them. If you put it in terms that they'll understand, most of the time they'll see it through your eyes. Maybe don't go off the deep end too far. I got a business phone call coming in, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to cut this video short. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can check me out on Patreon. That's up and running now. And you can find me on BitChute as well. That's up and running. If you want to make a donation on BitChute through PayPal, I would be greatly appreciated. Or if you'd like to subscribe on Patreon For a monthly donation, it starts at $1.50 Canadian. That would be greatly appreciated. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you very much for watching. OPB out.